Audi TT Mk1 Roadster, top tips and hidden bits. Hi all, Andy here and welcome back to the channel where tonight I am talking about this. Yes, it's my 2003 Audi TT Quattro convertible. With its sleek lines, this was the original channel car and also what I would class as the iconic Audi TT colour. Yep, light metallic silver in homage to the 1995 concept car shown at the Munich Motor Show. You can marvel at the styling for hours, but hang on, we are not here for that in this video. I've owned this car for about 3 years. In that time, I've learnt plenty of tips and tricks for the convertible that I want to share with you on the channel. So let's look at my top tips and tricks. Due to space, the TT Roadster is a 2-seater rather than a 4-seater, even though it could be argued the 4-seater hardtop is not really a 4-seater. So while the majority of the rear area is taken up with the hood when it's collapsed, there are also some little compartments behind the 2 front seats that you may not know are there or know how they work. So let's look at those first as my first tip and trick. Let's put the seat forward on the passenger side in the UK model. Lo and behold, we have a compartment that is labelled with a cross. So if you've got a first aid kit, it's like to be in here. To access this, you turn the door, remove it, and what do I find in mine but the CD multichanger. Now there is a bit of space above that, probably goes back about 30 centimetres, so you could get some small items in there if you needed to. So that doesn't stop just with the passenger seat. Behind the driver's seat is another compartment, and the beauty of this one is it is lockable with the key. So if you've got items that you want to lock away with the roof down that are small enough, put them in here, lock it up, and no one can get to them. Also in this space, as well as having a nice area to store your wallet or your keys, is this handle. Now this handle is your emergency boot release on the convertible. On the hard top you probably remove this panel here to access your emergency boot release, pulling the loop. But on the convertible it's a nice little handle just here. So let's put that back together, lock it back up, no one can get in there. Now the compartments don't stop there. In the centre part of the car is this handy little flap. You press it, pops down, and again you can store things in there. Not an awful lot of space, but that makes 3 little spaces you can store things. So we've covered internal storage, but what about external storage? Well, let's open the boot, and inside here you'll see there is this recess at the back of the car. Now the hardtop won't have that, and the idea of this is that you can fold your tonneau cover and place it in there. Now the tonneau cover is the part that covers the soft top when the roof is down, just here. You can see mine is currently in place because my hood is down. So if I was going to remove my tonneau cover, which I will do shortly, and I'll put it in the boot and show you how that goes. There are instructions on fitting the tonneau, but what I'm going to do is fold the wing over like so, fold the other wing over like so. That will allow me to slide that into the recess. As you can see, the wings of the tonneau fit perfectly into that recess at the back of the boot. So that's where to store your tonneau. Now it should be pointed out as a top tip, when you are removing this tonneau cover, don't just rip it off. Inside the door shuts is this small button right here. If you click that, you'll hear a click and you'll see the tonneau lifts up. Remember to release that rather than ripping it off, or you will break this plastic clip inside that secures it. So there's a top tip, always press the button before you remove the tonneau. For a detailed video explaining how to fit and remove the tonneau cover, please check out my link above. Now the convertible hood is the main difference between the two cars, so it's probably worth stepping into your closing mechanism for the hood. You may have a problem where you close the hood and the light stays on the dashboard flashing. And that's a common problem on these cars, and I have covered that on the channel, so I will leave a link to that above, but I'll show you what I've done. The sensor for the convertible hood is just in here, and it needs to make contact like so when you close the hood. Over time this stretches and gets further apart, so I've stuck 2 small bits of credit card to the inside of that, and that allows my sensor to go out when the hood is closed. If you've got problems with your hood and the light stays on, check this out. But the hood is currently in the down state, so I'm going to put the hood up, but before I do, I want to point out your hood is not coming up when you activate the switch. Well, that could be something quite simple, as in here there is a strut just down there. Now I can't really see it on here, so I'll put the hood up and I'll show you. And what happens is they are attached to the hood by a small metal nipple, and what happens, sometimes the strut will pop off the nipple and that makes the whole hood lose its power. So it might sound like it's trying to work but nothing happens. So before you worry about maybe the motor's gone on the hood, always worth checking that that hasn't just popped off. If this has happened, simply pull the strut upwards and it should clip back over the nipple. Now the hoods on the Audi TT Mk1 are power hoods, so they run on battery power to put them up and down. So my advice would be to make sure the engine's running before you engage the hood up or down, otherwise you risk flattening your battery. Also worth pointing out is there is a wind deflector behind me made of glass, so before you put the hood up or down, put the wind deflector down. It should automatically drop if you try to engage the hood, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So start your engine, press the button to raise the roof and the window should slightly lower, which they have. The hood is now coming up and you will notice the wind deflector dropped automatically. Engage the hood, the windows go up and you're fully sealed. It may be worth pointing out one bonus tip that may save you an awful lot of money in the future, and that's to do with the roof void, and that's the space where the hood retracts into when the hood is lowered. When the hood is up, there's a nice big, almost like a parcel shelf space in the back of the car. I'm going to show you that now. So this is the void. It's a lovely big space where the hood goes when it retracts, and it's very tempting to store things in here. However, if you store things in there, forget they're there, and then you retract the hood, you don't just squash the items, but the glass is very brittle in the hood, and if it meets any resistance as it lowers, it will essentially shatter your back glass. Now, replacing the glass is extremely difficult, and it doesn't seem to be something you can do at home. You can re-stick the corners, and I have done a video covering that, which I will link above. However, when I did this and shattered the rear glass, my only solution was to replace the hood. Now, I did find a second-hand hood and I have replaced the hood, so I will leave a link to that video also above. But that replacement hood was £300. That's a lot of money. If you want a brand new hood, you're probably looking well over £1,000. So be careful, don't do what I did. Don't store things in the rear void or it'll be a very expensive mistake. So that's my tips and tricks to owning a TT convertible. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then please do give this video a thumbs up, and also think about subscribing to my channel if you don't already do so for more Audi TT Mk1 content. As always, thanks for watching, see you soon. Take care.